If you want to turn your big business goals into reality and get unstuck, then this is the video for you. One thing I've consistently mentioned when I talk about working with entrepreneurs is that I'm so lucky to know so many brilliant and amazing entrepreneurs, but it never ceases to blow my mind how a lot of the times when they're in the weeds of their business, they're really unable to see things logically. Now, this doesn't make much sense. Again, these are smart people. They have built successful businesses. So why is it that when they're knee deep in their business, they're just not able to see beyond kind of the reality in front of them? And this is what really prevents them from going out and chasing those big, audacious goals and getting to where they really want to be. One thing that I've consistently seen over and over again is that people are not choosing to take the shortest path to where they're going. It's like they're going the scenic route. It's like they're doing everything other than prioritizing where they want to end up. Like, imagine if the bank closes at 5 o'clock, okay? You're sitting around, it's 4:50, you gotta make it to the bank, right? You would think that the logical route is you hop in your car and go from your house to the bank to do what you gotta do. That's what any normal person would say. But what I have seen over and over again is that people know the bank's closing at 5 o'clock. They know they only have 10 minutes to get there. And instead they're stopping at the grocery store, trying to go to the mall. Like, guys, that makes no sense. And I'm telling you, from an outside perspective, it sounds so ridiculous, but I guarantee you that there are so many ways that you are not going from point A to point B in your business. You're not choosing the most clear, straight path to your goal. So here's a really simple way that you can ensure that you always stay laser focused in your business and that you're always using the least amount of energy, time, money in order to work towards where you want to head. And that is through backwards planning. If you guys haven't heard of this term, don't worry, we're going to break it down today and we're going to talk about why it's so powerful for your business, especially as somebody who is a CEO, who is a boss, who is an owner. Because that title isn't just to flex, it means there's a lot of responsibility and weight on your shoulders. So backwards planning is a method. It's something that you can do that completely flips what people typically do upside down, okay? And what people typically do is they say, okay, this is where I am today. What should I do tomorrow? What should I focus on next week? So that one day I can make it to where I want to be, so that I can scale my business from 6 figures to 7 figures, so that I can have more time in my business, so that I can have more freedom. What can I do today, tomorrow, next week? No, that's actually not the way you should be doing things. And this is what backwards planning is all about. So this method of backwards planning asks you to start with the end in mind. And this is what I mean about staying laser focused. We are focused on what are we trying to achieve? What is the goal? And then we reverse engineer, which is just a fancy way of saying we work backwards and figure out all of the steps that are required to get to where we need to be. And I'll give you guys a quick example of this. This is not a new concept. Backwards planning is actually used in the field of education a lot. Teachers use it all the time. School boards use it all the time. Think about it. When they are thinking about a new course that they're going to develop for high school students or elementary school students, they don't say, okay, what should students be working on every week? What homework should we give them every week? No, they say, what are the learning outcomes? What do we want somebody to walk away with here? What's the goal of a student taking this class? That's where they start, which is the end. Then from there, they work backwards. They say, okay, if a student needs to be able to know this by the time they've finished a 4-month course, well, that means they need to know these foundational concepts. They need to be assessed on them. We need to build out resources for them, so on and so forth. So 3 major benefits of backwards planning in your business is that you are able to clearly identify the target or goal. That's super important for being able to get from point A to point B. We need to know where we're going. The second major benefit of backwards planning is you're gonna understand the process. So we have the goal, we have the high level vision, but we're able to get deeper into the nitty gritty of what's really required to get there. And the third benefit is it allows you to take action immediately. Once you've done backwards planning, you literally have outlined all the steps required in order to achieve your goal, and all you have to do is execute. Backwards planning 100% works. An example from my own own personal life and business that I have mentioned so many times is the fact that I had joined an accountability group. And with our accountability group, one of the first major sessions that we had, everybody had to bring an activity for the group to go through. So I had everybody actually go through a backwards planning exercise. So everybody mapped out, okay, what is their goal for where they want to be a couple years down the line? And then we worked backwards to understand what were all the key milestones that we needed to hit, what were the actions that needed to take place, and it really gave us a roadmap for how we could achieve success in our businesses. And also, I always say when you are a solopreneur or a small team, you are your business, right? So achieving success in your business, but also your personal life, because oftentimes they go hand in hand. Within a couple of years, I had ticked off literally every goal that I had said I wanted to achieve in that first session. And such a huge part of it is that I was mentally able to envision where exactly I was headed and had clearly outlined where it is I wanted to go. Not only that, but I had the blueprint to get there. I really created the blueprint for success. And really the icing on the cake, the absolute chef's kiss, was the fact that I had people to hold me accountable. But without backwards planning, guys, I would have never gotten there. I truly believe that I actually would have just stayed stuck. So I'm gonna get into more details about backwards planning, but before I do, there is a free worksheet that you guys can download in order to be able to achieve these same results for your business. So you guys can get that down below in the description box. So for example, if you are a 6-figure business owner looking to scale to 7 figures in a year, what a lot of people do is they just go out and create more services, right? They think that's what's going to allow them to make such a significant jump in revenue quickly. But no, we have to plan backwards. We have to define the goal. What are the key milestones associated with that goal? And then work backwards to assess what are the actions that are required to support that milestone. For example, hitting 250K each quarter. That would be an example of a milestone that's needed to be achieved in order to hit the goal of achieving 7 figures in a year. Okay, but then how do we do that? How do we get there? Again, we work backwards to look at what are the supporting actions that get us to where we need to be in order to reach our very specific goal for our business. This is what helps you get unstuck. It gives you the plan forward. It gives you the blueprint. And more importantly, it lets your mind see what is really necessary in order to achieve a specific outcome. And it also makes it seem less big, scary, and daunting because you already have the actions that are required to get there laid out for you. All you have to do is show up and execute. Now, of course, it's not just gonna all be smooth sailing. That's why in the resource provided for you guys in the description box, we also consider things like potential challenges or risks that could stop you from achieving a milestone and prevent you from getting to that ultimate goal. So if you guys are ready to take action and get unstuck in your business, make sure you guys get that resource down below in the description box. And also would love for you guys to drop a comment letting me know what your big goal is that you're working towards. See you in the next video. Bye.